said that if like Sri Devi, the divine consort, I also serve the supreme being, the repository of all excellence, is it not likely that rivalry and consequence ill feeling will arise between us two for reason that both of us are seeking one and the same being as our Lord and Master with our affections centered on Him? The human question, that type of question was raised. And then the response is, even if I incur the displeasure of Sri Devi, the mother of the world, I am bent on rendering my service unto you. You are the friend of the lowly. Do certainly consider as great even a trifling service of a devotee. And to you who are always established in your infinite glory, what special attraction does Sri Devi hold forth? Anyhow, this is a question that if I love you, then will there be any jealousy in someone's mind? Even the mother Sri Lakshmi, who is always serving the Lord, will feel that her share of love is being shared by somebody. Yeah, that is a human question, but in spiritual life, this type of nonsense does not come because God is so infinite. It is in human love there may be some jealousy, but in God's love it does not, because it is so great, such a selfless love. And God is infinite. How much you want to love? There is endless. He is endless. God is endless. It is that triangle of love, no? In human love, that's a very and women forgive. And jealousy. My God, and all this nonsense does not come there. That is the point. Now let us go to today. Rudra to Pracheta on the identity of Vishnu and Shiva. That is our today's reading. What does it mean? Who is Pracheta? What is it? Let me see. The it says that the ordinary Shaivas and Vaishnavas, you don't get that footnote because it is in this other book. So it says the ordinary Shaivas and Vaishnavas, the followers of Shiva and Vishnu, are usually at loggerheads with one another, fighting with each other. No, Shiva devotees think Shiva is great, and Vishnu devotees think Vishnu is great. So naturally, they get into fight. My God is better than your God. So, particularly Sri Vaishnavas of the school of Ramanuja, who always evince a spirit of exclusiveness and intolerance. So too the Shaiva Lingayats of the southern presidency of India. The olive branch extended by Rudra as narrated in the Bhagavata has failed to bring peace between the combative sectarians. And he's saying even in the name of spirituality, always a fight goes on. Not with Hindus, with Muslims, or Muslims with what we call the Christians or Jews, but Hindus among Hindus, Vaishnavas against Sakta, Vaishnavas against Shaivites, Shaivites against Vaishnavas. Because that is their inside, no? What they will do, poor fellows. They cannot love God, so they will love the fighting with the devotees, no? Now, let us read the Rudra. Now, Rudra is talking, Rudra to Pracheta. Who is Pracheta, who is Rudra, I do not know. Rudra to Pracheta on the identity of Vishnu and Shiva. The Bhagavat wanted to preach that there is no distinction between Shiva and Narayana. They are not two. It started at the beginning. It is all Satchidananda. It manifests in three ways, no? But human mind is such, they get into fight. So the scriptures try to reconcile that. Don't think there is any difference. So those verses are for that purpose. Yeah, reconciliation. It says, Ya parang rahasa sakshat Trigunaat Jiva Sangitat Bhagavantang Vasudevang Prapanna Sapriyo Hime Atha Bhagavatayuyam Priyastha Bhagavan Yatha Nami Bhagavatanam Cha Preyan Anno Asti Karhichit Nahi Karhichit Karhichit He Chit Karhichit. Okay. So what it says that Yah Param Rahasa Saksat Trigunat Jiva Sangitat. Here it says, dear to me, those who have surrendered themselves to Bhagavan Vasudeva, who transcended the nature of the Prakriti, constituted of the three subtle gunas, as we know, as also the jivas, they are indeed dear to me. That means Narayana, the Krishna says in the Bhagavad that those who have surrendered themselves to Bhagavan Vasudeva, that's true. Who have, Gita always says, love me, you are my very dear. So it is true. Those who have dedicated their love and surrendered themselves to Bhagavan Vasudeva, and who have transcended the nature. Nature means the three gunas, prakriti, or also simple meaning. Nature means their innate samskaras, bad tendencies or tendencies. They have conquered the tendencies. Two ways you can mean. Transcends the nature and constituted of the three subtle qualities, many sattva, rajas, and tamas. If you can conquer the three gunas, then what happens? Then you are beyond all good and bad. Every duality starts with the Prakriti, isn't it? Purusha Prakriti. And Prakriti, when become animated, this whole universe has come. So in this universe, then, it is good, bad, happy, unhappy, pleasure, pain, all these dualities are there. One who can transcend that is the who transcend Saksat Trigunat and Jiva Sangitat, which was Jiva. So long we are Jiva means we are under with the three gunas. No? But those who have conquered, then, and Bhagavantang Vasudeve Devang Prapannam, we have taken refuge, surrender in Bhagavan Narayana Vasudeva, Sapriyo Hime. They are very dear to me. Atha, therefore, O Bhagavata Juyam, O you devotees of mine, Priyastha, you are very dear to me, O Bhagavat, devotees of Vishnu. As Lord Vishnu is dear to me, so are you all dear. So you are all dear to me. Who is saying this? Rudra. Rudra is the name of whom? Shiva, another name of Shiva. Here Shiva is telling, Shiva himself is saying that those who have surrendered themselves to Bhagavan Vasudeva and who have transcended the Prakriti of three gunas, they are very dear to me. So, in the eyes of Shiva, Vishnu devotees are not forsaken. Vishnu devotees are respected and welcome. Well, you did the right thing, you are very dear to me. And also said, that's why second paragraph goes, Ato Bhagavata Juyang Priya Stha Bhagavan Jatha. O Bhagavatas, Bhagavata means the devotees of the Vishnu. Here Bhagavat means Bhagavata, here meant by the devotees of Vishnu. So, as the Lord Vishnu is dear to me, I love Vishnu, so I love you also. I love Vishnu, Narayana. I love you, the devotees of Narayana also.
So is it kind of taking a leap to say that what Shiva or Rudra is saying is that even though you see duality,
And
I don't see
in
duality,
my eyes it is
and
not.
so it's all cool with me.
Right. So are you all dear? And for true Bhagavatas also, there is none dearer than me. Huh? For the devotee also, there is no one dearer for them to me. That means they also love me. I also love you. So you see, this type of uh, balancing and the spirit is given, but people by their nature they ignore this type of teaching, and they want to see that Vishnu is, I am a devotee of Shiva, so Shiva is the greatest, Vishnu is the third grade god, and to the Vishnu devotees Shiva is the worst, so you can ignore them. So who is great, who is love, this type of jealousy and thought comes even in the devotees, so it is being discarded here. These verses put in the mouth of Rudra Shiva have been selected by the anthologist to establish that there is no need for sectarian hostility between the followers of these two aspects of Godhead, because both are the same. So Sri Ramakrishna in this age didn't live that life, live that life of harmony. That's why this is harmonizing the spiritual ideal, and the devotees are given the concept that in the eyes of the Lord, it is all same. And that's why sometimes jokingly it is said, if all the Muhammad, Krishna, Rama, uh, Buddha, Shankara, they sit together, they will smile at each other. But the chelas are always fighting with the sword in hand, who is good. So this is the fate of the living in the duality. So, good, you got it? Yah parang rahasang sakshat trigunath jiva sangitat bhagavantang vasudevang prapanna sapriyo hime. They are very dear to me, those sapriyo, they are very dear to me. Those who have prapanna saranagati, surrender to Bhagavan Vasudeva. It is Rudra is saying, Shiva is saying. And those who have conquered three guna, Jiva Sangitat, and conquering the three gunas, they have conquered their Jiva consciousness also. So they are very dear to me, and they are Atho Bhagavata Juyang Priya. Juyang means we, as the Lord Vishnu is dear to me. So Bhagavan Jatha Name Bhagavatanang. Bhagavatanang is the devotees. Devotees who love God. Ja Priyan Anna Asti Na Karichi. For the real devotees, they love me also. And I also love them. And there is Krishna and what is called Rudra has no distinction there. Narada and the supremacy of the devotion to Hari. Now Narada, then another. These are giving, last few verses we are seeing, giving different opinions of the great Bhagavata, spiritual illumined people. It started with Suniti's mother talking to the advice to the Prahlada. No, what is called? Not Dhruva. Like that. These are all the best advice given in the Bhagavad, different places, they collected in one place. To prove that they're all saying the same thing. Major thing is bhakti. How one can really get established in love for God. Now the next verse. तत्कर्म हरितोषं यत्स्या विद्या तन्मतिर्यया हरिर्देहभृताम् आत्मा स्वयं प्रकृतिरीश्वर. Tatkarma haritoshanam. That is called the karma. Huh? Which is karma? We do the whole day we are doing karma. But we are doing akarma or kukarma. Kukarma is bad work. We are doing karma. Why do you do karma? Karma is done for good of others and good for oneself. But whatever we are doing kukarma. But what is the good karma? That pleases the Lord. Haritoshanam. Tat karma, that is called the karma, that is called real action, that which is pleases the Lord. Jatsa vidya tanmatir jaya. That is called the vidya. Vidya means knowledge. That is the wisdom. What is the wisdom? If your mind is leaning towards God, that mati, that vidya, that knowledge which allows your mind to turn towards God, that is called the real mati vidya. That is the real vidya. That it is that knowledge which takes us away from God, that is called avidya. That is called ignorance. No, so that idea, jatsa vidya, that is the vidya. That is the right knowledge, which tan motirjaya, by that which my mind tends towards that direction to love God. Horir deho britam atma sayang prakritirishwara. Whatever leads to propitiation of Srihari, that is the real karma, and not the rituals and worldly activities done for one's own worldly attachment. That, that in advancement, that indeed is learning which generates faith in an experience of Srihari. And Srihari is the soul of all embodied being, the Lord of all, and the self-sufficient first cause. Because God is the only embodied person. Yeah, Hari means Krishna or Vasudeva. We are talking about Sri Krishna. He is the embodied being of the unmanifest God. So, as and Srihari, who is Srihari, is the soul of embodied beings. He is the essence of all created beings. He is the Lord of all.
So are
And
they,
the self-sufficient first cause.
are you, do they mean Sri Hari as God or Brahman or something?
Actually, Brahman has become, so the fundamental ground is that. At the very beginning we started that is on the one infinite Brahman came, that Narayana came. And from Narayan's navel region, Brahma, he created Brahma. And Brahma created this universe. That means all are coming from what? One source. But when he comes as a human being, that's a great boon for us. Then we can see his life and dedicate ourselves for achieving the goal through the path he establishes. That's the beauty of avatars. And here he is saying that Leela.
So God is, like for example, Krishna is in essence
The
the innermost body.
Yeah.
Is
Inner
Brahman.
Brahman.
But then is it the devotees who create his body through their faith, their devotion?
No, it is God. You may say when we meditate on some Rama, Krishna like that, we are creating. We are not creating. It is like it is a reality. Somebody have described us, and we are trying to visualize, and we see the thing. Really, it is there, which I was missing. We are not creating God, but God is there. God as incarnation manifested Himself, but we don't see it in our gross eyes, and we do have no perception. But when your mind becomes pure, you can see really, as Ramakrishna saw Mother Kali. Mother Kali is an obsolete god now, in a sense, because modern avatar worship is much more prevalent in the world. But is it an imaginary thing for Ramakrishna to meditate on Mother Kali? No, there is the presence. When you meditate in the way the ancient sages have meditated on Mother Kali aspect, if you do, and you will see that that reality is there, tangible. And Ramakrishna said, I have talked with him, I have seen him. It is not imagination anymore. At this point, you may think I am imagining Ramakrishna here. But he is not here. But it is not true. It is there, but I am not able to see. Our gurus has given us the training how we can develop that skill to see what is there by removing my cluttered mind and the dullness of my mind.
But God doesn't show the same form to everybody.
That is your samskaras. They will show God is everywhere, every form He can appear. But you will be glad to see God in whatever way you want to see.
What I meant was if somebody wants to get a vision of Krishna and he gets a vision of Krishna, there's a second person who also gets a vision of Krishna. Both the visions of Krishna are different. There's no consistent vision of Krishna that has been put forward us.
No.
Had a vision of Krishna.
No, if you have a vision, then you go to the reality itself. Suppose here you take a television channel and that television, one put a machine and click the channel 10 and in this room and go in the monastery, you click 10, you go to downtown, click 110. Will that be all different or will the same thing? It is like that.
It should be same, but
It
what I was
is
trying to
same.
say is not consistent what Krishna images we see.
No,
All Krishna images are so different.
but it is because you are going from apparent to the real Krishna. You are going to the imaginary. When you are meditating on Krishna, you are putting your color on that. Huh? But when you really move on and go further in an inner depth and just see that time it is all the same.
See, we have a picture here. Here's
That
Krishna
is,
and Arjuna.
this artists have
And
created.
then he's going around in a horse cart with a horse, and he's armed.
But it is not Krishna. It is not Krishna. It is all the other things you are seeing.
Yeah.
But if you go to Krishna, Krishna is Krishna.
Okay, because I'm wondering why doesn't he go around in a Mercedes today?
So you can put him in the
These
Mercedes.
things are out of date.
Now you can put that. That is irrelevant. That time when you had the vision of the Lord, nothing remains but God. And you cannot think of infinite. That's why you think to the form. That's why that form you see, it is the vision, it is the same. It should not be 20, 30.
So Krishna is going to be the same, but these attributes could change?
Attributes is not the point of view. You don't meditate on the chariot.
No, that's true.
We meditate on the person. On that person. Say Rama. You meditate on Rama. You may have some
just artist imagination.
Artist imagination, yes. How it looked, they have imagined those days. These are the type of probably Ratha. The concept of Ratha is like that.
These are artists' imagination, but they could have been people who have actually had Krishna's vision and they could have described it to an artist could have drawn that. Then multiple such artists could have drawn an exactly same Krishna.
They could not. When you go to artist create their own thing, add with it.
It's the same thing with Jesus too. He's mostly depicted as fair with blonde hair and blue eyes, but he was Middle Eastern, so he was likely dark skinned and dark hair.
And Ramakrishna even had the vision, and he said that Aquilian knows, no? And then that question was doubted by Sarvadevananda Swami and others, and they ultimately went on researching, and they found yes, there is one description of that. That means these are artists, whatever they have given, that has come down. But when the vision came, then Ramakrishna saw after 2000 years difference. No, he saw Christ, and that description matches. No, and the main thing you have to understand that it is the symbol of the infinite, but those symbols are not imaginary. This is to be confirmed. Otherwise, our all spiritual practices go in vain. I am thinking of some Krishna, you are thinking of another Krishna. I am thinking of one Ramakrishna, you are thinking of another Ramakrishna. This is not so. When you have the vision of that divine, it is the same.
Okay, that brings up a question in my mind about reincarnation. So if there when Christ came as an avatar of God, basically, was this his like first life? It wasn't like
he is not life.
It's
He is
not
God
the
himself.
Same as us.
No.
So Ramakrishna, same thing. This was his only life.
Yeah, that is the life means there is no life that that's why it is said we are born by our samskaras, our desires, prompted by desire. And to get birth you need some desire. Otherwise why will you be born here? So Krishna also, when who is Krishna? Is Bhagavan. Who is Bhagavan? From whom the whole creation has come. He, in the cosmic mind, he thinks that I will be born to do good to this. Only out of compassion. The two purpose has been given. The Sacha Bhagavan, Shankaracharya's formula. Sacha Bhagavan, Ajopishan, Abhayatma, though he is unborn, who though is imperishable, Abhayatma, though is Bhutanam, Ishyaropishan, who is the Lord of the whole creation. Sa Mayaya, he brings his own Maya. We are forced to enter into the Maya, in the jail. We have no escape. But when a boss comes here to enter into the jail, Samaya, Dehovan Ibo, they also take a form. We see one gentleman is entering into the jail. As if like us. Ibo means as if. As if like us, someone enters Dehovan Ibo, Jato Ibo, Kurban Lakshate. Why? Bhutanuji Krikshaya. For pleasing the jivas or created beings. For helping the humanity to come out of this ignorance. So God the same comes out in different time in different forms, and those forms remain in the cosmic plane for years. That's why when one does spiritual practice and moves in that level, that form reveals. God reveals in that particular form.
So you mentioned they stay in the. Is it in the subtle plane or the cosmic plane?
I think in which plane it will be,
it has
but
to be the subtle because causal is unmanifest. You cannot differentiate anything there.
I think when you meditate means you meditate with your mind, is it not?
Hiranyagarbha is the total cosmic
and
subtle.
And then in that level these forms remain and one can practice.
But when we practice from our plane, I have read in one book that Sri Ramakrishna of Holy Mother, Sri Ramakrishna of Vivekananda, and Shankar interpreted Sri Ramakrishna. I think that is three different Sri Ramakrishna. They are not like not similar.
Anyhow. So, oh, what did you say?
It's not important.
Yes, it is. It's very
Yeah.
important, I think. You made a good point.
It's not good fun. You can.
Yeah, go on.
That's not clear.
Somebody said something that it is not the same. So we have to, somebody said that it is not the same.
Well, she was saying that when Shankara.
It's not important. It's not important.
Okay.
Think that it never happened. Think that she never said anything.
That I understand, but my point is that to contradict this point, that is the that is the question is coming. The point is to contradict this.
I do not know.
Yes. What I said, that is to contradict. So that's why the another opinion is coming. It is not the Ramakrishna, it is not the mother, it is something else.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Clarify, don't be like.
So if you want to clarify, clarify. What is that?
Nothing.
That's okay. Don't talk then.
Don't be like Tom.
Okay. Now, now the next verse is that 38 and 39. Prahlada contains that devotion is the hallmark of a great man. Jasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. Jasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. Jasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः हरावभक्तस्य कृतो महद्गुणा मनोरथेनासति धावतो बहिः हरिर्हि साक्षात् भगवान् शारीरिणाम् आत्मा झषानमिव तोयम् ईप्सितं हित्वा महास्तं यदि सज्जते गृहे तदा महत्तं वयसा दंपतीनां. Baba, Sanskrit I do not know. You have to pay much attention. Jasyasti bhaktir bhagavati bhagavati akinchana. Akinchana bhakti. Those who have bhakti, devotion, he who has motiveless devotion. Akinchana bhakti. That means that bhakti which has no purpose. There is no meaning but love for love's sake. So that type of bhakti to Sihori. Akinchana sarvai gunais tattva samasate sura. In that person, all the gunas, sarvai guna, all qualities, all divine qualities, they assemble in that life who have devotion. He who has motiveless devotion to Sihori, in him all virtues and all divinities abide. Meaning that it is said that whenever one has real genuine love, you will find in that person all the divine traits and qualities are gathering together. Humility, love, devotion, all these noble qualities all assemble there. Only by devotion, if one actually devoted to God. Then first line is meaning I understand now. Jasya asti bhakti. It is simple. Who has the bhakti? Where is the bhakti? Bhagavati, in Bhagavan. How? What type of bhakti? Akinchana. Akinchana means there is no cause for that. We love to gain this for money, for wealth, for name, for power, and this and that. It is not like that. It is akinchana bhakti. And what happens to that? Sarva gunaihi tatra. Tatra, there, sarva guna, all the gunas. What are the gunas? Sattika gunas, samasati sura. And the sura means the gods and the small gods or divine entities, divine qualities, all assembled there. Acha. Harava bhaktasya krito mahad guna. If one has no such devotion, how can noble qualities like renunciation, discrimination, universal love, etc., arise in one? As a mind without devotion to God always goes outward to petty objects and imaginary sense enjoyments. Harau abhaktasya, I now understand. Harava bhaktasya, harau abhaktasya. If there is no bhakti to Hari, abhakti, he is not a bhakta, he is not devoted to God. If that person is there, Hari abhaktasya krito mahat guna monorathena asati dhavati bohi. Their mind is dhavati means running, in asat means which is not permanent, impermanent. Impermanent objects of the world, their mind runs like that. And that good qualities cannot accumulate there. So this is the two. One positively, he who has motiveless devotion to Srihari, in him all virtues and all divinities abide. And if one has no such devotion, how can noble qualities arise in one? As the mind is without devotion, always it goes outward to petty objects and imaginary sense enjoyments. Example, just as water is to fish, jhasanam ivo toyam Pavipshitam. Rasanam means the fish. Just as water is to fish, so is Srihari to the life of a devotee. That means a real devotee cannot stop himself but love God. People who ignore his majesty and get attached to mere domestic felicities, how can they pretend to be or be accepted as great men? To do so is as ridiculous as the world's convention of recognizing the superiority of married couples merely by considering their age. What is that? To do so is a ridiculous. That means he says that just as water is to the fish, so Lord should be their life. No, if you take out the fish from water, it cannot survive a moment. No, sorry for a bhakta, they cannot stay a moment without thinking of God. So that is the example. Just as water to fish, so is Lord Hori to the life of a devotee. But people who ignore His majesty and get attached to the mere domestic felicities, that means then engaged as in ordinary Ramakrishna said. Ramakrishna said, it says, those who are worldly minded. That means world has so much importance in their life over God. So that type of people, how can they pretend to be or be accepted as great men? How can they be accepted that they're great people in the world because of their choice? Hmm? There are people, as Ramakrishna gave the example of the fish basket, no? Fish basket. So, but devotees will like the flower garden, no? And those who are too much into the world and worldliness, they will like the fish basket. Huh? So, to do so is as ridiculous as the world's convention of recognizing. To do so means what to do so? Meaning that that person who is engaged in worldly thought and thinking that he is a great man, it will be ridiculous like as the world's convention of recognizing the superiority of a married couple merely by considering their age. I do not get that example. Anyhow, if
well,
you
the
can.
note below explains it seems like it's an old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, given, acha, acha. For
Yeah.
example, for example, a husband is considered superior to the wife because the former is usually elder to the latter. So also is the Dampati Puja, worship of married couple. Older couples are preferred to the younger for worship. Oh, okay. That is the significance. Anyhow, let me read this version also, translation. It says, the gods dwell in him who has unselfish devotion to the blessed Lord. How can the virtues of the great find room in him who cherishes no devotion for Hari and is hankering after pleasures beyond his reach? The ever present blessed Hari is the very life of all living beings, as water is to the fish. Though a man be great in other respects, yet he can only claim his superiority as merely due to his seniority in years, such as is the convention among the householders. Like, yeah, a man is older, therefore, oh, he is wise. Not necessarily. Age does not count. Age does not count. This translation clarifies that point. If he is addicted to worldly pleasures and has forsaken his God. So if they have done that, so there is no, we cannot tell that he is a great person. That means he's emphasizing that Hari Bhakti. One should have tremendous love for God, and then all the good quality, noble qualities will come in their life, and also all the divine entities as if are manifesting to his character. Now let us go to the next. Savai pati syat Savai pati syat akuto bhaya Swayam samantata pati bhayaturang janma Swaeko evaita mito bhayam Naivatmalabhad udhimanyate param Sabai pati sat akuto bhaya. Swayam samantata pati bhayaturanjanam. Swayeko evaitaratha bito bhayam naivatma labhad udhimanyate param. Anyhow, so what does it mean? Sri Hari is the Lord of all. Savai Pati. Pati means the Lord here. By his very nature, he is free from the fear of anyone else. Sat akuto bhayo. Bhayo means fear. Akuto bhayo means fearless. There is no fear. He gives protection to persons oppressed by fear in every way. He being the one without a second, there is none to cause him fear. That means it is giving the idea when one loves God, he becomes fearless. Because nothing can fear because God is fearless. And why God is fearless, there is no parallel to contest. We become fearful. Why? There is another person, he may commit, he may do something wrong to me, he may create some trouble for me. That fear comes. But if only God is there, who he fears? So God has no fear. So the lovers of God go to their protection of the Lord and they have no fear at all. So that idea is given. Srihari is the Lord of all. By his very nature, he is free from all fear of anyone else because there is no parallel to him. Though in the world we find that Rama fought with Ravana, but it is for just coming down to show to people the supremacy of the power, as also it is a play, divine play. Otherwise, that's the point. Sometimes this question is raised: if he is God, why he has to come down and do all this trouble, take all this trouble to worship, to go through so much suffering and kill Kamsa? He just wish he can kill, is it not? If he is God, can he not do that? Yes, they can do that. But it has been suggested that no, they want to come down with so much grace and compassion and does all these actions so that people from centuries, from time immemorial, will remember those stories and purify themselves, thinking, oh, say, whole Christianity stands on this idea, no? Christ suffered for us. Christ is the Redeemer. He has suffered all the pains what we should have suffered. If you really love someone and think that he suffered for me, how much grateful you should be. This is the purpose of Christ coming. Why he had to carry that cross and all these different stages, such pain, such agonies. It is only for posterity for 2000 years. Christian world is meditating on the suffering of Christ. Christ has suffered for us. No? So what we should do? We should be ever grateful. We should be really dedicate ourselves for him. So this way, say Krishna came. Krishna, and he was tortured. So good people, when they get tortured, then what they think? Oh, Krishna. Krishna suffered so much. And the baby, all the Rakshasas, demons are coming to kill him every day. One demon, another demon, all the time they're coming. Someone is putting poison in the mouth, someone is trying to kill with a gigantic body, and all these things are happening. But there we find that miracle. He killed that huge power. That means It is a twinkling of an eye he can do. But he does this only people to remember the glory, and by thinking of that God, the pure God, your heart will be pure, and ordinary people will be fearless. If I am taking protection, and Krishna will protect, Rama will protect me. That's why we go into the protection. So this is the benefit of being, why they suffer. This question. They need not. God wills billions of stars will be created. What this earth? What this one demon in one particular country? What is a big thing? Even glance it will be vanished if you think like that. Such a huge power versus this petty killing of one small, tiny ant-like thing in the eyes of God. What is that? But he does that so that we people can remember the glory of their action and then try to uh, fall in love with God and be grateful. People think that I'm grateful.
So in reality then, it looks like the appearances, the Maya is that Christ really suffered and bled and was in pain and all that kind of stuff. But because he was Christ and because he knew he was God, he wasn't really suffering.
Actually, right, Ramakrishna, cancer pain,
Yeah.
was he suffering or not? Yes, he is
Body
not
was
suffering. He knew that his body is suffering.
Yeah.
Achha, but when he keeps his mind into the body level and comes and identifies here, huh, and then he is suffering. But when his mind is switched into that level, then he is not suffering. He can. They have the power is that quickly they can switch this side or that side. But for us, we cannot. So yes, they suffer and they don't suffer. Actually, they do not suffer because they can lift their mind in any split second into that divine consciousness.
People ask the question, why did God have to come? Why did God have to come down as Rama? But I guess even before that, the question is, why did God have to come down as Ravana?
No,
it is God alone,
yeah,
which has become Ravana as well.
But because this world is created in the dichotomy of good and bad, there will be bad, but bad can be conquered by good force, positive force. So to show that the negative force to destroy the positive force and how it can be done in a proper way, to show those paths for the human being who follow the path of the great people. So that is why it is done. The creation itself is a problem. Why it is created? Fundamental point is that why creation was necessary. Everyone is in the Satchidananda self. There is no need of this drama. This is not drama anymore. It is a pain and pain and pain. No? And those who have realized God, they can say it isn't drama. But for us, whatever is happening every day, it is not an ordinary thing. To overcome is my knee is hurting. It is Maya. Maya tells here. So, so it is not so. But for us, what will be the way out? In this life of in our present life, we think so much of things, but every day we are battered by different things and different corners. How to survive there? How we can keep your peace and dignity?
But it kind of seems like the enlightened, it's our goal to get enlightened so that we don't have to come back. But at the same time, that's a problem for the earth because it's the enlightened people that know what's important and can save the earth. So it's like there's always going to be drama because the enlightened people go away
but they keep some footsteps where people can follow that. That is the beauty. How they have conquered. They are like us. They are all the saintly people. They are like us. They had to go through so much of dualities and internal struggle, external struggle, all these things. But they have conquered. That is the glory of human life, no? How one can conquer. And this will continue so long, according to Vedanta, so long creation will be there. There will be the three gunas. Never expect. It is not Christian idea that one day all will be good. Though we say, even in our scripture we say, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. That's a good prayer. Prayer for my improvement, not for the world. What happens to the world, I don't care. But it is for my development. I am praying for the good of all, for the benefit. Sarve Sukhina Bhavantu. Let everyone be happy. Let none suffer. This type of prayer. Why we do? We try to improve our quality of feeling that. But never mind, the world will never be like that. Ramakrishna said in one place, had I known this world is real, I could have covered the whole Kamarpukur with golden leaf. I could have covered the whole Kamarpukur with gold, he said,
If God was real.
if the world was real. That means I could have done the worldly prosperity and materialism could have been done. If the world is good, it is not. You earn gold, gold is a problem for you. That is creating a problem for you, destroying your peace. You earn money, money creates problem. You earn knowledge, knowledge creates problem. You are a beautiful girl or boy, that creates a problem for others, and others and yourself. So you are a man of wisdom, knowledge, that creates a problem for yourself. You will be humiliated at every step. So this is the way. You cannot get out of it. This is the way. The world is like that.
Well, over here in the introduction on page 36, they mentioned that there was 23 Leela Avatars. So in other words, there was many of these sportive divine descents.
Yeah.
And they said, why did they come? He says, in order to bring the light of spiritual illumination.
Yeah, that's
in order to give jivas freedom from transmigratory cycles.
Yeah.
That's why they come again and again and again. That's what they're bringing out here.
But what do we know about those other ones?
We do not know, but we are hearing these people are saying that, so following their footsteps we believe. We believe because somebody said. And then we try to follow them, and if you have faith and trust in them, then you will realize that yes, it is there. Two types of mistake in our Vedanta it tells. What is that you saw, they give the example, in a dark room, there is a light. And that may be a light of the lamp, and that may be a beautiful, bright jewel, costly jewel. Someone, as a guru, teaches you, hey, you see, there is a bright light. You don't see from a distance, faint vision maybe, or you have little trust developed, and the guru teaches us, go this way, and you will reach there, and you will find a jewel. You may first of all doubt, who says, how do I believe you? It may be a lamp light, it may be oil lamp, it may be electric bulb, and you are telling jewel. No, then you stop, don't go. But if a Sadguru, a genuine teacher teaches us, and you follow their path, and though it is doubt still there, maybe, may not be, may not. That's why doubt does not go till you realize. But you have to first have a working faith on your teacher. And what teacher says, follow that path and move on, and just you enter, you find that jewel there. It is spiritual life is there. This is one type of practice. Another type of practice, you go to a useless guru who is not fit to be a teacher and teaching all the big things, talking big things and have nothing inside, like a dhol. Dhol has all blank inside and makes big noise, boom, 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 boom. So you go to that type of guru, and then guru says, hey, go, there is a jewel. Actually, there is a lamp. He himself does not know. As Ramakrishna said, that there is a man who said that in our uncle's house, there is a stable of what?
In the cow shed.
Cow
In the
shed.
cow shed. Yeah, in the cow shed by the house. He does not know what is called cow shed. He does not know what is a horse. And a horse to live in a cow shed, how it is impossible. He has no such concept. No, he is totally, he himself confused, and he is giving direction to, hey, go, you will get a horse there. Huh? So this is called wrong premises, and this is the right thing. So scripture says, follow these divine entities. That's why we believe on the avatars, right? And their life, on their principle. To follow that, and then you will ultimately reach the goal. So that's the glory and glorification of the path of bhakti.
I have a question about enlightenment.
Yeah.
So basically, we are Brahman.
Mm.
That is the only thing that exists.
Mm-hmm.
And all this is appearing in Brahman. And there are infinite things appearing in Brahman.
Mm-hmm.
One of those infinite things means one of the infinite minds that are appearing in Brahman realizes that everything is Brahman. And maybe through that one mind which got enlightened, 100 others benefit. And the 100 others also realize they are Brahman. And they go away from this cycle of samsara. Those minds are gone. Left again are infinite minds, which do not know anything about, which are not enlightened. And it's back to square one.
It matters little. It is a play going on, divine play going on. It will never, that's why I say, the world will not be filled with Brahmagyanis any time. No. This is the way. Tamasic people will be there who will not listen to it, who will ridicule at that. Rajasika people will be after doing some action and things and ego and pride, good to bad. Sattika people will be there, and super sattik will be there. Super sattik, I mean the realized people. This will continually there will be. That is called the play. How long it will go? So long God wants.
But in this play, why have this element of enlightenment is the question.
Enlightenment
When this is not making any difference to the play.
No,
in but the bigger picture.
But you are not to think of the bigger picture. Bigger picture, it is called, you are entrapped into it. It is Ekojivabad. If you talk from that standpoint, your enlightenment, you go and you don't see anything, any world at all. Suppose you get illumined. So when you go to sleep, There may be 1 million people working in IT circle and here and there, millions and millions. But you don't know anything. For you, the world is totally gone. That's the individual. Cosmic play, how it is going on, that all dissolves for you.
But after enlightenment, the individual knows that there is no individual.
There is no individual, right? So you are free. There is no question of anything. No question remains there. Understand? Cosmic plane, we are seeing the cosmic because I am in ignorance, I am seeing so many. But you get illumined, then you don't see two. You see only one.
So once I get illumined, I see everything in me. Everything is in me.
Everything.
This body, mind, and all body minds.
No. Everything, if you come down, then you see that in you is this world. But when you are in that realization, this whole duality in me, all go away.
Right.
So that is the state individual. Problem is that that's why ultimate truth is Eko Jivavad. I am the only Jiva, and when I am released, the world is released. But it does not solve our problem, who are in this ignorance, at different levels of consciousness. So ultimately it is said that your problem is your problem. When you can solve your problem, see, you are suffering. So you find some means to get out of that suffering. And then when you lose your eye, you see there is no suffering. Whose body, where was the suffering and what? All this actually totally dissolved.
most thinking that our progress proceeded by grades. Right now we're in the earth, and the next place we go, subtle plane, and then that's sukshma, and then after that, causal, to Parana, and then after that, Brahman.
Yeah, that's our everyday practice. Yeah. Your meditation leads us from the gross.
Because he gave us this map so we can see what these grades are and how we progress.
Yes, that's why in the waking state, when you are seeing this diversity, we withdraw from that, but we go to a dream world where we have little creation, and from that you go to only you and the ignorance and the truth. Truth is of course everywhere. Now, and ignorance, when is the blockage was that you can penetrate that blockage, then you enter into the realization by meditation of whatever bhakti meditation, then that gives you eternal freedom. Many how to go beyond our concept of body identity or me and mine is the secret of realization. Hey, it is coming again.
Yes, Maharaj, I don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
I will have another look. Oh, this time it's different. Earlier it was iCloud keychain, now it is local items keychain. So it's a little different problem. But I will look into it again. Oh, should I stop the breakfast? Oh, sorry, the broadcast. What am I saying?
No. Sorry. It's okay. We have a rush to the feet.